May I call upon Aditya who would be presenting his speech, My Cup of Tea. My Cup of Tea, Aditya.
It was a cold winter morning. The dew had just settled on the wild leaves. The soil was still damp from the rains a couple of days back. Robert Bruce, a trader, adventurer, and a part of the British East India Company, had finally managed to befriend the Singpo tribal king. So how do you like the kingdom of Assam? It's wonderful. It's beautiful. Lush green trees, grassy meadows, and streams with crystal clear water, very unlike Calcutta. The mist and the incessant rains add to the chilliness. Here, have this. It might warm you up. Wow, what is this? It's got an uncanny resemblance to the tea from China, yet it's so vigorous and earthy. Do you got tea over here? Let's just say it's an ancient tradition and a well-kept secret. Well, the rabbit was out of the hat, and Robert knew that he had struck gold. At once, he sent for word to the officials because he knew that this would make him a superhero back home. But nothing was done. Probably because the British had a monopoly on the tea trade from China, and because it was doing well, probably saw no reason to shift focus and time elsewhere. But in 1833, everything changed. The British had lost its monopoly, and for the first time woke up to the fact that India might prove to be a profitable alternative. This incident changed the way the world looked at tea. Toastmasters Day, fellow Toastmasters and welcome tea lovers. Assam tea is grown near sea level. The harvesters pluck the tea leaves twice during the year, mainly focusing on the second flush because it is at this point when the tea is at its finest. It's got a distinct glossiness over its green leaves, and it's a type of black tea, unique because of its rich malty taste that is known to wake people up. So, who among here loves to drink masala chai? After a dull, boring afternoon staring at the computer screen, a welcome cup of tea is like water to a traveling Bedouin. The supreme combination of scent, sweetness and spice. Greet the palate and get to action at once, like a paramedic team on an injured patient. The savory samosas, the blessed bhajis and the piping hot pakoras remind us that there is no bread without butter, no pizza without cheese, and no burger without French fries. And if you look closely at the chai wala, you will see a Picasso or a Van Gogh in every one of them, and the spices are his paint. With such skill and expertise, they stir the boiling milk, they add the spices, the sugar and the tea leaves, and finally pour the boiling concoction into a beautiful glass tumbler that we are left awestruck. Of course, the spices vary by region and preference, but they typically include a combination of the following: cinnamon, cardamom, best when whole, cloves, best when whole, and ginger, best when ground just before use. But how can we forget about the way in which tea is served? As a Mumbaiite, I was always accustomed to the little glass tumblers in which the tea is served, but my trip to Calcutta a couple of years back made me fall in love with the little earthen cups. Not only do they look and feel so exotic, but the earthen cup gives an earthy flavor to the tea that a normal teacup just cannot replicate. And after the teacup is emptied, they are thrown to the ground and shattered. And shortly, they return to the earth from whence they arrived. Just like all things living, right? But no matter where I have my cup of tea, there is no tea like tea at my home. Now, tea drinking to me is like a ritual. And without my morning cup of tea, I feel like a man denied of his basic human rights. My first sip rejuvenates my spirit and sends 1,000 foot soldiers to personally greet each and every cell in my brain. boil the water, sprinkle the tea leaves, and watch how the tea leaves mingle and infuse their magic. After a couple of minutes, it seemed like a lifetime. I add just a little milk and watch how the two ingredients circle in a ritual dance. Ultimately, the white milk becomes one with the black tea and results in a beautiful reddish brown hue that to me is heaven. So let me conclude by reciting a small poem about tea. The teapot is waiting, favorite cups anticipating, chairs are anticipating. No matter what I have to do, my friend, I always have time for you. Over to Toastmasters.